Welcome to another episode of the AKI Built podcast. I'm your host, Alexa Crozier, and today I'm joined by David Schaefer, founder of Featherman Equipment. For over 26 years, Featherman has been designing and manufacturing poultry processing equipment that's built by farmers for farmers. David has helped countless farmers and homesteaders simplify and scale their poultry processing with tools that are efficient, humane, and practical. All right, David. Thank you for being here. And before we dive into your industry expertise, could you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how Featherman got started?
I'd be happy to, Alexa. But first of all, what's processing? Just kidding. Uh, okay, so I need
I
a
love it.
translator sometimes. No, I'm so
Okay.
happy to be. I'm so happy to be on your podcast, and you seem delightful. And so, a little bit of my background: I left Denver for the grandparents' farm in 1980,
Mm-hmm.
and Grandpa was diagnosed with lung cancer 2 weeks to the day after I got on the farm. So my apprenticeship was highly accelerated due to that.
Yep.
And didn't know anything about farming, just was at a crossroads in life out of college, kind of searching, and idealist wanted to have the pastoral life, and that lasted till now. It's still going on. I never looked back. Grandpa's farm was great. Grandpa and grandma and mom and dad were prisoners of the war in the Philippines, World War II, and so the
Wow.
farm was set up as a haven for the
Mhm.
family. And to me, the farm had always been a place to play and throw rocks and walk through the woods and do stuff like that. So I had a love for the land that was not founded in reality,
Mm.
but a fantasy. And thank goodness, because all my farm friends said, "No, don't go farming. You don't want to do that. You work all day. You don't make any money. I have no social life." But farming was great for me, and I immediately saw that. Well, it wasn't. It was after 3 years took a soil test and found that only 2 inches of topsoil were left on the very best land Grandpa had.
Mm.
So that really accelerated the learning curve and started a search for the way to do this properly.
Yeah.
Right. So desertification is the process of losing soil. And on the nearby cemetery, there were 15 inches of topsoil. I had two. 13 out of
Wow.
15 is 83%, Alexa, already gone.
Hmm.
And here I was, a young, 20 something year old, thinking this was my life. And all of a sudden finding out my bank account was like 83% gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I began searching for a better way.
Hmm.
Um, Found it in New Zealand, of all places. New Zealand, as much landmass as Colorado, but 1,000 miles from north to south. A lot of
Yeah.
different variety. Volcanic soil, not really great soil. No good markets. Very expensive fuel. They had all the agricultural cards stacked against them,
Hmm.
but we're more then than now leaders in what I call controlled grazing. That is a system of mimicking the natural cycle of, like, the wildebeest, or the caribou, or the buffalo, bison. Every continent has its primary ruminant
Hmm.
and all associated predators that would interplay in this soil building beautiful dance. So
Yep.
they're tight, and being tight, they eat everything, they poop on everything, they trample everything,
Yep.
and being hungry, they move to the next place and repeat, 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 repeat. Just like
Hmm.
you having a lawn mowing service with 30 different yards, every day a different yard, and then eventually, maybe in a year or maybe in 6 months, depending on where it is, they get back to the first and start over again. Now have sometimes many, many feet of rich topsoil
Hmm.
built by photosynthesis, and the most efficient way of putting energy from the sun into the soil,
Hmm.
which is through this graze and rest cycle.
Hmm.
And it's beautiful, and I can't stop trying to convert sunlight into energy in the soil. It's
Yes.
like the best thing that can happen.
Yeah.
And if I get out of the way and kind of let nature do its thing and just move the chess pieces around a little bit. When I left farming after 20 years, I was making $18,000 a year.
Wow. Wow. Eh?
But I saved money while doing that because there was
Yep.
nothing to spend it on. So I worked all day, and I didn't make much money, but um, I learned a lot. And what I learned, I think, is sacred knowledge. I got into sheep because of the New Zealanders, and I wanted to sell organic meat, and that was a big flop. Until I added chickens. I followed Joel Salatin's book. He was writing in a magazine, Stockman Grass Farmer.
Hmm.
Eventually, some of us started raising chickens, and it was easy.
Hmm.
And in 7 weeks, you got a paycheck. I mean, it didn't cost much. Feed doesn't cost much. Don't need much land, but you got to kill them and get the guts out and get the
Yep.
feathers off
All
before
the
anybody
things
wants
we
to eat
as
them.
consumers are so appreciative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned so many lessons from that. And I didn't realize it, but that was paving the road for this Featherman business. I started out up near you, the Acres USA conference up in Minnesota, imported in 1999 and made our own in the year 2000. So it's been 25 years, and we now sell like 30 to 40 different products. But now we've evolved to where we're making what we call the plant in a box. It's the
Hmm.
furthest iteration of Featherman. It's a shipping container, a repurposed one tripper, as they call them, like new, once
Yep.
across the ocean, shipping container, no dents, no dings,
Yep.
and we turn it into a surgery on the inside. We
Hmm.
put beautiful walls on it. We insulate it. We put mini split air conditioning, heating in it. We put a freezer in
Wow.
the back end that'll hold about 1,200 birds, and we put all of our best equipment in the first 30 feet.
Mhm.
And there's about 25 of them out in the world now,
Wow.
processing chickens. Many of them with either a U.S. or a Canadian A inspector in it.
Wow. I feel like I'm seeing
Yeah,
a resounding theme here of you hit a perceived obstacle, but there's a pivot, and
it's
life
life,
didn't
isn't
just,
it?
it
Isn't that
is
the human experience?
100%.
We hit a perceived obstacle and there's a pivot. Can I quote you on that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm curious because we were talking about distributors being a big marketing space. Who's your ideal partner or customer profile today? Would it be like small family farms, poultry producers, community distributors, and how has it evolved from day one?
Oh, what a good question. Exciting to me is seeing business minds getting in.
Yeah,
So for a long time it was super easy because they were all me.
yeah.
They were all me. They had my problems. They had my scale. Um, but I understood, and I still understand the homesteader super well.
Hmm.
I mean, so
Wow.
I get that budget mentality, the whole deal. I
Mhm.
get that. Now, what's really is exciting is, and I think in large part thanks to Joel and his, incredible charisma and brilliance, being such a cheerleader for this sacred job of stewarding the land, caretaking
Mhm.
animals and land, and producing food that's fit to eat, nutrient dense food, and healing soil while we do it.
I mean, the intentionality behind something like that makes it a very easy sell. Is
What a cool thing it is for young people to
it is.
do. Go caretake a piece of land and bring it back to its potential.
What's the core challenge you would say it solves for your customers? Labor efficiency, humane processing, compliance, or simply making poultry processing more accessible in the market itself?
Oh, good
Mhm.
question. Right. I want to make their toughest part of their year
Yeah,
the easiest, easy
yeah.
and very satisfying. So we actually are encouraging community in the
Hmm.
form of rental. So if you buy a set of equipment, for example, you pay $5,000 and you get a nice set of equipment, it'll do 100 birds an hour,
Yeah,
more than you need to do, and that equipment sits in your barn for 364 days of the year,
yeah.
or 363 if you just process once in the spring, once in the fall.
Hmm.
Why don't you rent that out to like-minded people, make friends,
Mm.
and have another little income stream with that set of equipment
Hmm.
and build community?
That bleeds exactly into my next question, actually. So, how do you currently generate those new opportunities? You have the community, so there's that word of mouth. Do you go to farm expos, distributor networks, digital
Yeah.
channels? Because I noticed you have an Instagram profile with quite a bit of followers as well.
Yeah, and I don't even know how to work Instagram. So that's my bonus daughter Jamie. She's brilliant at that,
That's
and
awesome.
we brought her in for marketing.
Okay.
Business guy that I respect said, "David, what do you do to push down the gas pedal?"
Yeah.
And I looked at him like he had two heads, and I said, "Oh, you mean like to sell more stuff?" Well, that's easy. I wait till April.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I didn't have a marketing program. We advertised in the Stockman Grass Farmer,
Hmm.
and maybe in Hobby Lobby or farming magazines. We really had zero marketing budget because we were like almost the only game in town.
Yeah.
There was no equipment before us,
Yeah.
and so I never worried about it. If people were going to look, they'd find us. Well, now, guess what? There's a million pluckers from China, and
Mhm.
and and that's okay. I mean, but um, to answer your question more directly, Alexa, we're doing a little bit of all of that. We're
Yeah.
doing events. Events are a big energy draw and expense for us. And frankly, most of them don't pay back.
Mm-hmm.
We're planting seeds as we go to these events, but there's a lot of travel money. We try to do live poultry processing with Joel Salatin,
Okay. Yeah.
which we started about I don't know 10 or 15 years ago with Mother Earth News, and those are incredible. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we have live birds brought in, and we get our equipment there, and we do the whole thing, and everybody loves it. That's probably our best means of outreach, but it's not it's not a sales opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
We've I've been shoved with my heels dragging into this space of giving equipment away. I mean, I'm such a tightwad. This is hard for me. But the idea of influencers, I get it now. We used to let anybody who bought two pluckers, for example, become a dealer. You want to be a dealer? Buy two,
Yep.
and I'll give you 10% off the second one, and
Yep.
then anyone you sell after that. If you're just going to try to con me into being a dealer to lower the price on your unit, that dog don't hunt.
Yep.
So so I went from letting everybody be a dealer to being very, very selective because they're they're another thing to manage. So anyway, gone full circle with dealers, and I just have a few very, very special ones that
Mm-hmm.
have great websites
Mm-hmm.
and they're trustworthy. My
Mm-hmm.
wife says Berry Hill in Canada.
I
Yeah.
love it. I
Are
actually
you
saw that on the
are
website.
you, are you familiar
Yeah.
with them? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're events, dealers, and influencers now. So I'm learning as we go. What'd you
Yeah.
say? Come to a something and pivot. Come to a what was your
To a
Greek word?
perceived
A perceived
obstacle
a
and pivot.
perceived obstacle and pivot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's it.
I
That's
like
it.
it. That's the game of life right there.
Sure
You
is.
know?
You're a wise young lady.
So learning, and this is why I have conversations just like this one. So as far as like operational and compliance hurdles, which ones slow you down the most? Are there like state level regulations, export paperwork? A
You know,
lot of
you
stuff's more digital these days, but
yeah, you probably wouldn't expect this. I didn't, but
hmm,
the county health departments have been the biggest obstacles.
okay.
There are bureaucrats in there just like there are at state and federal level.
Hmm.
You hear chicken processing facility and you think the worst. You think the Neuse River in wherever it is, North Carolina, full of dead fish or something. Some poultry is the second biggest polluter in the U.S. after steel, believe it or not.
Wow. Okay, I
Yeah.
did not know that.
So the feds are a big deal and a huge hurdle, and I'm constantly wanting to get a pass. Like
Hmm.
right now, there is a waiver of 1,000 birds. There's a public law 90-492 saying that anybody can raise up to 1,000 birds without government oversight,
Okay.
and as long as they don't sell them across state lines, which is engaging in commerce, or sell them through institutions like restaurants and stores.
Mm.
Okay, so that's the loophole that I jumped into and helped me with my red meat business. 1,000 birds is not much, but if you net $5 a bird, there's another 5 grand, and
Yep.
that contributes to the homestead.
Yep.
Plus, feed yourself. There is that loophole. It gets a lot of people started, and then there's a a 20,000 bird
Hmm.
tier of exemption that a lot of states are making pretty easy for people. Like Florida, I think you can do the 20,000 and just have an like initial inspection. You don't have an inspector over your shoulder all the time.
Okay.
Some states don't even allow the 1,000. Some are really tight.
Wow.
But I've had people, especially with the plant in a box,
Hmm.
get tripped up by the county health department more than anything else. They consider this, Alexa.
Hmm.
You and I have the freedom to. I'm going to paraphrase Joel here, but you have the freedom over your body.
Yeah.
You can choose to have a baby or not.
Yeah.
I have the freedom over who I can marry. I can marry a man or a woman.
Yeah.
We have freedoms to do a lot of things, but we don't have
Hmm.
the freedom to engage in a mutually consensual food arrangement.
Interesting.
I cannot sell you one steak. I cannot sell you a chicken if it's over the 1,000th chicken.
Interesting.
And
Hmm.
um, it's not because it's unsafe for you.
Mm-hmm.
because they're only after me. They're not coming after you, the buyer. It's not about your safety. It's not about health. It's about control. The government in the U.S., and I would contend that you've got the same problem as well,
Mm-hmm.
is a watchdog for industry, and they get a lot of money from them, and they've been in bed for a long time, and so yeah, I hope to see a big change in that, some sort of relaxation.
Yeah, let's convince them here. What do these bureaucrats get for being watchdogs? Like, what's in it for them to?
Money.
So, like, the main, when you say big boys, you mean like the big companies that are distributing to all different markets across the world,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
stuff you go eat
The
at your
three or
restaurants. Yeah.
yes, the three or four that control everything. Purdue,
Yes, the ones
Tyson.
that can pay the most money to the people that make the
Yeah,
biggest decisions. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. There's
Yeah.
14.3 million chickens eaten every day in North America.
Yeah.
14.3 every day. How many of those are raised on pasture, healing the soil and getting nutrient dense food,
Yeah.
vitamin K, and bugs?
Not as many as you
Tens
would
of
need.
thousands maybe, but
Yeah.
not anywhere near 14 million. Probably not tens of thousands, maybe 1,000 a day.
It's interesting how that level of capitalism, though, kind of sinks into the quality of the product that you're then buying. I'm sure a chicken from you would be a lot better for me, especially the other outcomes that you're getting. Why wouldn't we want that?
Just nutritionally, you're
Hmm.
not getting those chickens are so filthy
Yeah.
in those houses. They poop
Oh, no one's
and
cleaning up that.
they stand on it. They
Yep.
never get away from their poop like my chickens that I move twice a day.
Yeah.
And so that in this closed environment gets pounded into everything and in the air, and they
Mm.
breathe it and it's in their lungs and in their tissue. And I can taste
Mm.
fecal factory in both chicken and pork because I know the smell. And
Yeah.
maybe it's psychosomatic, I don't know, but I make
Mm.
up that I can taste that in factory farm meat. Now,
Mhm.
not only are you getting polluted, fecally contaminated food, but it's so dirty when they process it, they end up at the very final stage putting them in a series of chlorine baths.
Oh, extra chemicals in our chicken.
So your chicken is chlorinated as well. Added
Wow.
to all the dubious ingredients they have in it, which
Hmm.
have included traditionally arsenic. They found arsenic as a
Wow.
growth stimulator. Lord only knows how that they discovered
Mm.
that. But the whole thing is about money, not food, not quality protein. It's time for change, and I feel like there's enough groundswell now
Mhm.
with people becoming aware of grass fed
Mhm.
and pasture raised that it's we're going to reach a tipping point. I don't know when, but we will reach a tipping point. How did we get to where that's okay?
I know.
How do we get to where
Yeah.
we drink diet soda all day long
Yeah.
and eat Cheetos and think that $6 a pound grass fed
Mm.
beef package is too expensive, not worth it.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's a disconnect.
Yeah. Big time. On the note of hitting an obstacle and then pivoting, because this is a conversation that we could probably have a whole different episode about. What systems or tools do you use to manage um, orders, dealer relationships, and where do you see opportunities for, say, automation or streamlining operations for customer education, maybe?
Well, some of that gets into the nuts and bolts of running the business, which I'm trying to remove myself from.
Fair enough. Yep.
And so I'm thinking of uh, like QuickBooks and my
Mm-hmm.
SOS inventory program and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that,
Yeah.
which, back in my day when I started this business, there wasn't any of that.
Yeah.
And they brought that on. It's just driven me crazy
Yeah.
because I'm a creative. I'm a right brain. I'm not a left
Mm-hmm.
brain analytical person. So
Mm-hmm.
they know better than to give me a checkbook. So I have great respect and need for those kind of minds and people. So I really I feel like I'm going to flunk that question. I don't have good
Mm-hmm.
answers for what what we use. We use Stripe, and they take 3% of my money,
Yep.
even though my average sale is so much higher than like a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
They still think they need 3%.
3%.
I hate that. It's just 3% of my money gone
Yeah.
because they are strong enough to handle the money. So I'm still waiting for the smart youngster to give me a new platform that only takes half that, and they're very happy with that profit.
Yeah, no kidding.
But to me, navigating in this world of, this digital world, I love it and hate it at the same time. Probably everybody does,
Mm-hmm.
but I use it, and I'm really happy to have
Mm-hmm.
information at a snap of my fingers. It's incredible. Business is a little more convoluted to me, and that's just
Mm-hmm.
me. I don't know if you want to try to rephrase that and ask me again a
Mm-hmm.
more leading question. I might have a better answer for you, but
Well, my goal in asking a question similar to that, and maybe you don't know the ins and outs of what sort of programs might be used or useful. Even I don't know the answer to all of those questions, but I find for me, like especially in the digital era of AI now taking off, and you already said there's this clear gap between someone like you and say big food and what they're offering when they have way more money, way more resources, and their consumer base is a lot bigger because it's allowed
hmm
again because of those lawmakers.
hmm
Um, I believe that if we're going to use the tech, like I'm in the AI space, but I'm not the person that goes, I think AI should replace what we're doing right now, which is connecting, sharing
hmm
with an audience, connecting and building
yes,
a community on that. My thing
yes,
is what I implement with AI tools is something that streamlines those experiences that are more mundane, more left-brained, like following up on cold emails or
hmm
reaching your distributors at a time's need and then making sure that they're followed up on. But so that
yes,
gives you back more time for nature, for farming, for people, for community.
yes, yes.
Hmm.
Yes, there are a lot of things like that built in, and some of the people I work with could answer that a lot better than I could. But I
Okay.
think of our program that's supposed to alert us when we're getting low on inventory for parts.
Yeah.
Say we need fingers for the plucker, and
Yeah.
we're down to a certain number, and then we get flagged. That kind of stuff is nice. I'm going to live in this world. I'm going to be functional in this world,
Hmm.
and there are a number of useful programs.
Love it.
Or this platform. This is very cool.
Yeah.
I think you're cutting edge. I never, you know, cast. I was already old by the time podcasts came out, so like that's never something I'm not something I'm going to do. But I love to communicate. I love to write. I think communication is key.
Hmm.
You would go with that since you're a communicator extraordinaire, and there's so many avenues to communicate with people now, and they don't even have to be online at this particular time to
Yeah.
catch this. You'll have it available probably forever. The kids,
Hmm. Yeah.
that love berating me as a boomer.
Love it. Love it. I think you're pretty cool, boomer, I gotta say.
Oh, well, thank you. Try. And
Oh,
there's a
that's
lot of
awesome.
there's a lot of help. I need a lot of help, but yeah, no, I still feel like I flunked the question. Sorry.
No, I like the answer. And what because here's the thing, it leaves room for the unknown and expansion. Like, are you curious at all how I even found you and we had this conversation?
Let me guess. You probably asked AI.
Exactly.
Some of the founders. Who are some of the founders in the agricultural world?
The outreach was AI generated. And then I hopped in and made the human connection. So that was something really cool that it offered me. It's really cool that we can connect with people from all over because just as you traveled to remind me again, you were in, was it Bali?
Yes, yes, Hong Kong and
And you
Bali.
had that experience and it made sense for your trajectory of your life and in your business. That
hmm
is what it's about. And it's something that in this line of business that I hope to do and educate people that I partner up with as well, and why we have these conversations because it's good for just the fan base of agriculture, but also at large all the different industries that are implementing it. And I don't want people to get left behind.
So I'm going to switch sides here and continue to
Okay,
be the interviewer for
I
a
like
while.
it.
What is your mission, Alexa,
Ooh, that's a
with this
good
podcast?
question. My mission is to lead with curiosity because I think curiosity is currency.
So that leaves every door open. In
100%.
fact, the more doors, the better.
I want to keep having conversations with people. I think that's very important.
Well, there's nothing I can tell you from my perspective,
Hmm.
having moved through maybe twice as many years as you have.
Hmm.
Curiosity is the fountain of youth.
Mm, agreed. Yeah.
Because every one of those doors is new life experience, is life giving,
Mm,
and that is that bumping into our obstacles and pivoting and being open to that new experience is rejuvenating. Yeah, good
That's a
on
good
you.
way to put that.
Wow, what an odd platform. It's like my platform is everything. And from the humble beginnings of a bartender, you that's wisdom that you realize,
Mm,
that guy, he may look lonesome, he's a businessman or whatever, or that
yeah,
gal, but everybody's got a story.
they sure
And
do.
if you say the right few words to unlock that door and open it, you get a story. You get a beautiful story every time.
I, my last question to you is the trajectory of Featherman equipment. Where do you see
Mm.
yourself in the
Wait
coming
a
years?
minute. My crystal ball. Ah,
Ooh,
yes.
start forming a.
Well, I'm at a stage of life where I want to protect my legacy. Hopefully remembered as the business that helped a lot of people get through the hardest part of a wonderful little enterprise, which should be
Mm.
the centerpiece enterprise of every farm.
It was interesting because there's so many emails that go out every day, and you just happened to be one that came across my desk, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to give this a go, and see if we can frame this in a way that makes sense for the both of us. So, no, I
Uh,
really appreciate that.
You pitched it well, and I appreciate it. I've enjoyed talking with you. You're a lovely person, and I wish you the
Likewise.
best.
No,
If I
thank
can
you
ever
so
help in
much.
any way, let me know.
I definitely will. Thank you. It's been very insightful. And for any listeners, if you'd like to learn more about Featherman Equipment and work with David and his team, they're on social media. So we're going to link all your stuff on the podcast itself. But thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it.